Every family business and family of wealth have four major issues that they face that must be dealt with. Because if they're not, it could be the demise of not only the business, the wealth, and the family. We call those the four horsemen of the apocalypse. The first one is fair versus equal. We want to treat every family member fairly and equally. It's a nice concept on paper, but that's impossible. The reality is, if we have multiple children, we have a favorite. I know that's a very confrontive statement, but it's true. I have two kids, and I do have a favorite at any given moment. And we can't treat them fairly and equally in a family business. It doesn't work. The second one is what we call enable versus empower. As I like to joke, every family has a Fredo from The Godfather. Fredo was that middle child, sort of the weakling one, not as strong, not as smart, that constantly needed support and attention. And if we constantly enable poor behavior by letting them get away with things, they're never going to learn to be empowered, and they will be a liability to the system. The third is entitlement versus contribution. Entitlement is always me-based. It's mine. What am I going to do with it? Contribution is we-based. And in a business, founders, this is not yours. You may think it is, but it's not because you've built it. The reality is, it's yours to transition to the next generation to do bigger and better things. It's about leaving it in a better place. The All Blacks, the New Zealand All Blacks, the winningest sports team in the world, talks about leaving the jersey in a better place. How can the jersey of the business be left in a better place when it comes from a place of entitlement versus contribution? And the last horseman is burden versus responsibility. When the next generation is not given a choice to take on the business, that becomes a massive burden onto them. And sometimes they may not want to let you down. So they'll take it on even though they don't want to or their heart's not in it. Versus when they choose it, it becomes a responsibility. As a client of mine says, you know, family business is a 24/7, 365-day-a-year thing. It's not a part-time thing. Has to be chosen. Make sure you're managing these. I'm going to repeat them again. Fair versus equal, enable versus empower, entitlement versus contribution, and burden versus responsibility. Learn more about it. Reach out.